Welcome to Eerie Bites of History, your daily serving of strange bites of the past. Today we have nuclear shadows, a vanishing thief, and a cursed vessel, all of which happened on August 2nd. Let's begin. On August 2nd, 1983, tragedy struck beneath the waters of the North Pacific when the Soviet nuclear submarine K-429 sank during what was supposed to be a routine training mission. But this wasn't a combat patrol, it was an ill-fated exercise forced into motion by political pressure. Even though the submarine was not ready for deployment, the sub had hastily been ordered to sea by senior naval command. Despite lacking the essential crew and safety checks, just hours into the voyage, human error and faulty valves led to a massive flooding, causing the 300-foot vessel to plunge to the sea floor, over 160 feet down. In the chaos, 16 crew members perished. Many drowned instantly in the flooded compartments. But in an act of sheer resilience, 104 sailors survived, sealing off watertight sections and relying on makeshift oxygen systems created from emergency candles and air pockets. For over 24 grueling hours, they waited in total darkness, with carbon dioxide levels rising, unsure if help would ever arrive. When the rescue team finally reached them, the survivors were pulled to safety in what was considered a miracle. But rather than being hailed as heroes, the crew was ordered into silence. The government classified the disaster immediately. The men were threatened with imprisonment if they spoke. The full story of K-429 wouldn't come to life until the collapse of the Soviet Union in the 1990s, when former sailors and investigators began revealing the truth. A story of bureaucratic recklessness, bravery under impossible odds, and lost lives to secrecy. To this day, K-429 remains on the ocean floor in a rusting, radioactive grave, an eerie reminder of the Cold War silence and the cost of obedience. On August 2nd, 1958, the United States initiated one of the most secretive and bizarre nuclear operations in history, Operation Argus. Conducted in the remote South Atlantic Ocean, this mission involved detonating 3 nuclear warheads into outer space, roughly 300 miles above the Earth's atmosphere. Why? The government wanted to test whether nuclear explosions could disrupt the Earth's invisible magnetic shield that protects our planet from solar radiation. They hoped that such interference could serve as a weapon, possibly disabling incoming missiles or communications during a nuclear war. Over the course of 9 days, scientists launched warheads into the upper atmosphere aboard rockets, triggering massive high-altitude blasts. These explosions were so powerful they created artificial radiation belts around the planet, visible from Earth as eerie glowing lights. The project was so top secret that even most of the 4,500 personnel involved had no idea what they were participating in. For decades, Operation Argus remained buried under layers of Cold War secrecy. But when declassified, many began to question its legacy. Did we tamper with forces we barely understood? Some scientists argue that the tests could have caused subtle but long-term disruptions to the global weather patterns. The idea of detonating nuclear weapons in space sounds like science fiction, but it happened. And to this day, many of the environmental and atmospheric consequences remain unknown. On August 2nd, 1971, the audacious and still unsolved heist took place in the heart of Ottawa, Canada's capital. Sometime over the weekend, thieves managed to make off with over $500,000 in cash, the equivalent to over $3 million today, from a secure vault inside a government building. What makes this case so baffling is not just the amount stolen, but how eerily clean of an execution. There were no signs of forced entry, no alarms triggered, no witnesses. But the steel vault door was found closed on Monday morning just as it had been left, except for one difference: the money was gone. Investigators immediately suspected it was an inside job. Access to the vault requires multiple levels of clearance, and the building was under tight security. But despite the intense investigation, no arrests were ever made. No fingerprints, no suspects, not a single trace. There were whispers of political involvement, bribery, and even foreign espionage, but none was ever substantiated. Over the years, conspiracy theories have flourished, from double agents to secret government cover-ups, but the truth remains just outside of reach. Like your history snack-sized? Drop us a comment with your favorite bite and subscribe. Join us daily for your eerie dose of the past.